It will rise like a noble wave to fall down to its various shades of shadow. Like a muscle that needs continuous training in order to persist, mindfulness requires continuous practice. Except that giving this practice meaning will make it also meaningless. Yeah, you agree with me. Or perhaps you don't agree with me at all because we don't know what the hell we're talking about. Or at least I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I didn't properly explain what I was starting about to talk about and shut up! Now mindfulness. I bet you heard about this shit. Now I want to tell you something. It's maybe not working. Or it may be working. But there's a twist to it. And what I want to discuss about it is an interesting idea you may have heard about Alan Watts. And that is, if you give something meaning, it will become meaningless as a practice. And the very thing you have to understand about it is the very misconception we learn about mindfulness. Mindfulness is not a self-help practice the way it's being taught common throughout the internet. In fact, it's not about self-developing, but about self-accepting, its very essence. Now, when you have done a meditation practice, you probably have to come around the phrase that you should just focus on the breath, or stop the monkey mind, or calm down your mind. What you're trying to do is, when you try to avoid mind wandering, you're trying to suppress it even more, which this mind wandering tries to suppress the anxiety. Now, in order to fix this anxiety, we have to make the dangerous step to accept it. And the way we tend to accept it is by paying attention to it and trying to clarify it and to make sense out of this emotion, by being present for this emotion. But by trying to fix it, or in this sense, to create meaning for this practice, we actually remove the meaning of the practice in of itself. Because if we create meaning towards this practice, we are refusing to accept it. In other words, we're trying mindfulness as a practice in order to suppress our mind wandering. Now, we shouldn't necessarily avoid mind wandering. Not only for its own benefits, because if you resolve the anxiety and the coping anxiety in of itself, the coping mechanism would have no more power over you. So you would be able to control yourself again. But here's the irony behind this practice. So if putting meaning towards this practice is the problem of the practice itself, like setting a goal in order to avoid the meditation practice. So if we don't set a goal, we will inevitably bring us no longer to care about the practice. Because we no longer have this output we are striving forwards to by the meditation practice itself. So it's kind of this irony. If you try to fix it, you make it even more worse. If you stop doing it, you probably continue neglecting yourself. Because somebody does create. And so, what may work out is by practicing it unintentionally. But we have to figure out how to bring ourselves to practice meditation practice unintentionally to avoid making this meaning process in the first place. Yeah, anyways, that's so much for you. I hope you enjoyed this short Alan Watts Zen meditation advice. Yeah, do whatever you want with it, I don't know.